Okay, this is going to demo my vehicle overhaul mod, calling it Guppy Vehicle Madness. Basically, the vanilla game way of making vehicles is just retarded. You should just be able to take some forged steel and a bunch of other crap and just cobble it together for a car. I think you should need to really take cars apart and get their individual pieces and put them together to form a vehicle, and I think you need a special workbench to do it, so that's what I did. Obviously, I also added a bunch of different vehicles into the mod. You can only craft 3 basic types, though. These are not them. I don't want everybody just being able to craft a Humvee because that's just dumb. But they should be able to craft like a basic pickup truck, a basic motorcycle, and a basic sedan. So that's what I've done. So basically, it's going to be just like a regular vanilla game. You're going to be walking around the world and you're going to come across different types of vehicles. And then you're going to go ahead and wrench it like normal. And there's some limitations to the harvesting system that mean that if you have like really super high perks on salvage and whatnot, then you might get more stuff than a car should actually have. Like you might get 5 or 6 tires as opposed to 1 tire, that kind of thing. Not a whole lot I can do about that. That's just a gay perk system I can't do anything about. TFB decided that it's important to be able to buy magic. So I'm going to go ahead and wrench this car like normal and see what we get. Right now my inventory is completely empty except for the gas. Now, oh, your gas is another thing that's going to be like super hard to get, but we'll go over that in a minute. So I'm wrenching it, and I ain't got shit. Alright, now I got like a broken engine, a wheel. Now a wheel is a rim, a tire, and a hubcap. And I ended up getting a chassis out of that. The only guaranteed thing you're going to get is the chassis. So in this car, let's see what I can go ahead and get. Oops, come on. Like the little fire that I added. Oh, got a battery out of that one. And this level, we'll definitely get a chassis, but beyond that, we might get an engine, but I doubt it. Alright, so far we've gotten is 1 engine, damaged engine, 1 wheel, working chassis, 2 damaged seats, battery, another chassis. Okay, let's go over to this one and see what we get. More damaged seats, another battery, another damaged seats. Oh, the wheel. Looks like we had another damaged engine. Damaged transmission. Alright, so you can see that you kind of get a wide range of stuff, though. Let's see what all that stuff means, though. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just put all this stuff back. So, alternator battery, blah, 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 blah. So you can't just go to a regular workbench and repair these damaged items. You know, if you look at an alternator, you can't do anything with it because you need a workbench. So you need a special workbench, and I'm going to call it the auto workbench. For that, you need certain stuff as well. So let's go ahead and see what that needs. So auto workbench, you need a hammer, a ratchet set, a compressor, a lift, and a workbench. Okay. So there was a hammer, a compressor, a ratchet set, a lift, and a workbench. Got a workbench over here. But what the heck is a lift? I'll tell you what a lift is. A lift is... Hello. Mechanical parts, electrical parts, another compressor, forged iron, forged steel. So compressors are really hard to find in my vanilla game. In fact, I've only come across none on day 28. So the fact that you need 2 to get things going is going to be a real trial. So once we make our lift... Oh, look, there's one right there. Then we can make our workbench. Craft it, and look, there it is. We take our workbench, and then we can place it. Let's place it over here. Looks good. Okay, so there's our workbench. You can see you have the compressor that the lift uses. You have the compressor that the tires use. You have the ratchet set. You have the hammer. You have the workbench, and then you have one poster of yours truly. Mumphy made that. It says it's considered to be armed and dangerous, and that shows my little white van. So anyway, long story short, this is your auto workbench, and this is where all the magic happens. So now we can look at our damaged items and see what it takes to repair them. So for instance, this carburetor, So our alternator needs mechanical parts. This battery needs acid. This carburetor needs mechanical parts. This chassis needs mechanical parts, forged iron and forged steel. This engine means mechanical parts, electrical parts. The seats need mechanical part, one mechanical part and color fragment. You know, it needs a mechanical part to like move up and down and all that stuff. The wheels, remember, consider these are just bare rims. Needs a tire and a hubcap. The transmission needs mechanical parts and electrical parts. Still not enough to actually build a car though, as I will show you in a minute. I'll put all this stuff back. Boo, 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 boo. Come on. Let's say we have all the working parts. I don't want that one. Is that all of them? And the wheels. And yeah, okay. So when we go back to the workbench, we need a car body assembly, electrical assembly, and an engine assembly. So the car body assembly requires car chassis and a car seat. Electrical assembly requires alternator, battery, and headlight. And then the engine assembly needs carburetor, transmission, engine, and a radiator. So once you have all those assemblies, boom, 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 then you can finally make your cars. Okay, so the motorcycle, it doesn't need a body assembly, but it needs a car engine assembly. It only needs a chassis, only needs 2 wheels, and it needs electrical assembly. Whereas the pickup truck and the sedan both have the same recipes. They require a car engine assembly, car body assembly, electrical assembly, and then a wheel. So we'll go ahead and just make the pickup truck, motorcycle real quick. And then, oh look. Actually, we're going to make the pickup truck. Oh, look, there it is. So you find a nice flat place of ground to place it on. Just like any other vehicle. And then you get in it and you realize it's got no gas. So you go ahead and you fill it up with gas. Where the fuck is gas at? Open, I guess. Refuel. Oh, I put my gas somewhere, didn't I? I keep on doing this. You see I'm on my laptop, so the lag is really, really bad. There we go. Okay, now when I get in it, I got my vehicle. Every vehicle has its pros and cons, and they all drive differently. The pickup truck, for instance, is slightly slower, but it goes over a lot more stuff. Like, let's see if I can find something to run over. It'd be kind of cool. Like a tree, for instance. Wouldn't want to do that in another car. See, I could probably get over the car. I can, alright? The sedan itself, it needs some tweaking, but I'll work on that later. I just have too much fun in it right now. It's going to be a sportier car. It does not handle bad roads well, but it's definitely a lot more fun to drive because you can do cool stuff like flip. Whee! Not for long. I'll actually fix that. Damn. Come on, hurry up. And then the motorcycle. Turn on the lights. Now, all my vehicles are made kind of to be beaters, because the goal of this mod is not just give you vehicles easily. Obviously, with the recipes, you can see it's hard to get them, but also you have to maintain them. So once you get your vehicle, it's not in-game for you by any stretch of imagination. Your vehicle is going to get damaged fairly easily. It's going to need maintenance, and it's going to need some help. Yeah, that's not going to work. Whee! So, anyway, almost broke a leg there. That, in a nutshell, is my vehicle mod overhaul. You can find other vehicles in the world. You can find, let's see here, let's just go through them all. You can find this damaged ambulance, which you can drive. And turn on the lights. You can find this slightly better variant of an ambulance. You can find, let's see, this fire truck. Ooh, probably should have backed up on that one. Yes, you can drive it. And again, with the lights. You can find, let's see, this hot rod. Don't know what's going on there, but fuck them all. What is going on? Oh, I bet one of the vehicles is just sort of gravitating towards trees and knocking them down. You can find the van. You can, those trees are just getting knocked over. You can find the Humvee. Come on, catch it. Now, what'll happen is when you're walking around the road, these will sort of just pop in like entities. Blocks pop in a lot earlier in the game than entities. Come on, my God, get in there. And you can find this honking ass military truck. This bad boy will hold 8, so this would be good for like if you got a big clan and you're trying to get somewhere and you only have the one vehicle. If you have this, you're good to go because you can hold 8 of your people in it. And you can find, yeah, that's pretty much it for my vehicles. I have some other vehicle mods installed too, like this jetpack I've never even used, but you know, this is Manu's mod, not mine. This is interesting. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the vehicle overhaul mod in a nutshell. You can still loot them. You will see that the military trucks, when you loot them, will have a higher chance of finding military grade stuff. The police vehicles will have a higher chance of finding guns. Ambulance and fire truck, you'll have a higher chance of finding medical supplies. But I believe that vehicles make the world a lot more populated. So what I was saying about them popping in, though, is that when you're walking down the road and you see a vehicle off in the distance, it's probably going to be a block because blocks have those distant terrain thing going on, and you can see that something up ahead looks like a block, right? But when you're coming across a working vehicle, they're just sort of going to pop in a lot closer because they're technically entities, and entities come in a lot closer. But you find it, and it's just got its regular stuff in it, you know. In this case, I'm gonna get lucky with some 7.62 rounds. But that's it.